Deuteronomy, the book of the new generation. The book of Deuteronomy can be entitled as Being Faithful to the Covenant because Moses mostly focused on this scenario. It is a book with 34 chapters telling us the history which is done in the period of time about 1 year. It is the last book of the 5 writings of Moses. This book is a book which our Lord Jesus mentioned all 3 responses when he was tempted by Satan. It has been referenced more than 200 times, directly or indirectly, in the New Testament books. Moses is full of words telling the new generation to be faithful to the covenant. The name of the book is derived from the Greek word of Deuteronomion, which means second law. It is a book where we see the opening and closing speech that Moses made before and after revising the laws. To successfully review this book, we can divide it into 3 main parts. These are from chapter 1 to 11, and from chapter 12 to 26, and from chapter 27 to 34. Let me review it quickly. The first part is from chapter 1 to 11. In these 11 chapters, we can see Deuteronomy 6, verse 4 to 6, as if he is giving advice to the new generation by listing how the Israelites wandered in the desert and how their fathers were missing from the land of the covenant. Let me read it together. Deuteronomy 6, 4 up to 6. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And we can find 3 main words here in these verses. These are the word hear and the word God is one God and the word love. It's to mean that when Moses says hear, it means to agree and to obey. And when Moses tells them God is one God, it's to say worship only God alone. When he says love, Moses is saying that you have to love God in the passion and determination that leads to obedience. Therefore, this part is the part where Moses took responsibility of preparing the new generation for the promised land. The second part is from chapter 12 to 26. In this part, from chapter 12 to 26, we can see 2 main titles. These are One Temple, One God, and secondly, about Israel leaders. On the first title of the second part, One Temple, One God, in particular, he explains that worshipping God with great care should be done by pitying and helping the poor and standing up for the justice for the poor. Secondly, when he speaks about Israel leaders, it's to mean about kings, elders, and priests. God tells them that he will uphold the law by raising up prophets. Thus, the leaders of Israel were distinguished from the leaders around them by their union with God's voice. The third and the last part of the book of Deuteronomy is from chapter 27 to 34. This section is about personal rights, social justice, and provisions, also including about marriage, family, and work. Regarding how to think and accept the care of widows, children who have lost their parents, and how to accept strangers. In general, when God gave these laws to Israelites, it was not to impose a yoke, but to raise them to a higher level of social justice. Next to this, we can see, to see how important these laws are, let's look at what the Apostle Paul wrote to the Corinthians from this book. Let's refer 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 9. I'm using KJV version. For it's written in the law of Moses, thou shalt not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treads out the corn, though God take care for oxen. We can see Paul Apostle quote this word from Deuteronomy 25 verse 4. Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treads out the corn. Finally, the book ends with the days of Moses, but the blessing with which he blessed Israel before he died are wonderful. But I want to ask you, what will we be saying when we are dying? God bless you. Thank you for watching.